Hey, in this video I'm going to tell you how to do stuff with the PS4 at night. So, let me turn this on. So obviously, I can just take it out of rest mode by doing this. And I'll show you what I'm about to do. So you can turn it off, and you can access a secret menu. Not rest mode, completely powered off completely. So while that's happening, I just gotta say, today at school was tragic. It was mostly good until the end of the day when I tried to talk to Selena even more. But then she told me that she filed multiple reports on me. And I still didn't find the valid reason, but one of them said that was because I was chasing her across the hallway and trying to find her all the time, and she thought that was creepy. That was misinterpreting. Anyways, I'll continue when I'm done with this. You gotta hold down the power button for 7 seconds. I'll go a little longer, but it's fine. And there, it displays in a 480p resolution, which on my TV, it makes that resolution 4:3 aspect ratio, which I just think looks so silly. So what you do, you gotta do exactly what it says. Connect DualShock 4 using the USB cable, and then press PSS button. Press the piss button. So yeah, you have these options here. Restart PS4, change resolution, update system software, restore default settings, rebuild database, initialize PS4, reinstall system software. The seventh one is catastrophic. So what restart PS4 does is it restarts it back into the normal operating system. It doesn't give you confirmation, it just restarts it normally. So then, next option, change resolution. It boots the PS4 in 480p, so you can change the resolution to whatever your TV supports, since 480p is the lowest resolution supported by the PS4. Like it even says here, the PS4 will restart. Let me find it. PS4 will restart. After it's restarted, select the video output resolution. I'll go ahead and go back. And then update system software. This gives you 3 options. You can update from the internet, which I'm surprised it's even able to access the internet in safe mode. Like, this is supposed to be specifically on the firmware chip with no access to the hard drive. I mean, access to the hard drive, of course, but, like, it's not supposed to. You can also upgrade it from a disk or a USB storage device. Restore default settings. What this does is it doesn't delete any apps or save data or even screenshots and video clips and stuff like that. However, it just deletes all the settings themselves and not the applications or anything. And that includes the PlayStation Network account. It doesn't delete the account itself, but it removes it from that console. Rebuild database. What this does is it doesn't actually take hours. It just says it. Hold on. Let me zoom in a lot. Let me see how much I can zoom in. It might take a couple hours, a few hours. So what it does is it tries to clear all the memory, all the RAM in the system, and it tries to start from a new file system so it could delete. It just tries to restart the system completely fresh from anything so it could delete anything, any bad errors. On the PS3, that exists too, which I think I've showed you already. Initialize PS4, what this does is it deletes all use everything on the hard drive completely. So this is just a quick version of it. But if you do the full version, which you have to boot into the actual system to do, it'll overwrite everything multiple times to make sure nothing can be retained. But here, if you could hack it with third parties and sometimes get a little bit of data back. And that's what this is, a quick initialize. It deletes everything on the hard drive, users, game data, save data, apps, the games themselves. The whole operating system will be deleted, but the operating system will be reinstalled automatically, so it can just start fresh. And that includes the settings. So then, initialize PS4, reinstall system software. This is the most catastrophic one. What this does is if it lets you continue with OK here without a USB storage device, it does the same thing as full initialize, but except it deletes the operating system and doesn't reinstall it. So if you turn it on after doing this, and you have it without a USB drive, rather than turning on and showing the PlayStation logo, it'll say cannot start the PS4, connected DualShock 4 to continue. Then it'll tell you to install the operating system, or rather reinstall the operating system with a USB storage data device thing. Yeah. So yeah, this one essentially lets you brick your console indirectly. Actually, you know, that is direct. So yeah, that's all Safe Mode has to offer. And I decided to think of something to add. I told ChatGPT about something I'd love to add to Safe Mode called Ass Wipe. No, I think I forget what it's called, but I know it was called Ass Wipe. And what it does is it's even worse than the full initialize or the initialize reinstall system software. It not only overwrites the hard drive, including the operating system, multiple times, but it does one more thing. It deletes the firmware BIOS chip, meaning that Safe Mode cannot even be accessed. So this TV, it supports 480p and 720p and 480i and even 2F480p for the lower resolution devices, but its maximum resolution is 720p. If you set it to 1080p or even 1080i, then that'll mean that it'll have to downscale it then a certain amount of pixels to fit on the TV screen. So yeah, I play on 720p. Let me see if any of my friends are on. Excuse me, look at that happened when I typed an F. The first word that shows up. Of course, that is the first word that shows up. Second, third, fourth. I am your father. Yeah, I forgot to continue that explanation there about and Selena. After she told me, her and her friends told me to leave her alone and leave all of them alone, and they wouldn't tell me why. They'd only give me that simple reason that I told you earlier. That's the closest thing they gave to a reason, and it probably is the reason, but I'm not sure. So, what they did next was they decided to... I lost what I was gonna say. Let me rebuild the database. Oh yeah, I remember what happened now. I tried to give her a note saying that she made me kind of cry a little bit over the weekend because of their actions, and she didn't care. I even tried putting spit in my own saliva in my eyes to make it look like I had... What? I'm not able to flush it.
Why would you use it if you can't flush it?
Cause I had to use it really badly, and how convenient that you were in that other bathroom, so I had no other bathroom to use.
I left within like 10 seconds maybe of you walking into that one. Come out here, Joshua.
Alright, I'll be there. So what I did was I put spit in my eyes so I could try on saliva on there so it could make it look like tears. But instead, she didn't care. None of her friends cared, and I wanted her to care primarily. So yeah, that was terrible. And then I walked out of there terrified. I was thinking, this is how a villain is born. This is not how Vader's born, but this is how a villain's born. But yeah, I also genuinely think that I'm not good, and that I'm very, very creepy, and incredibly flawed. And I think you can tell why I like a 6th grader. Anyways, that's all I need to do. Bye.